classes are scheduled so you can continue your normal workday routine, and the accelerated program means a new term starts about every 10 weeks. If you're looking to gain a broad general management and leadership perspective, then Webster University's Management and Leadership degree program is the right one for you. It's all a part of what's next at Webster University.
Go to webster.edu/manage. Accredited by ACBSP.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 8 minutes after 9 o'clock, starting a little bit late, and blame that on me. It is time for Veterans News. Sitting in the captain's seat is Commander James Curley. Good morning, Commander. How are you doing?
Good morning, and how are you today, Larry?
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Yeah, Joe is out today, Robin is late today, so it's just us. So, yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing marvelously well. Thank you for asking.
And Barbara and Dr. Torres are here, so we're going to talk. Did I say his name right? Did I say your name right?
You did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're going to talk about health today. It's a full hour today, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I do have one casualty I want to hand to you, Sergeant Curley. Sorry for being so messed up here. I'll find it. It was a gentleman from the Marion County Fire Rescue. Here it is. It's this third one down.
Okay.
So I'll let you do that one.
Very well. Retired volunteer District Chief Mike Curley has died. He worked with the Marion County Fire Rescue for almost 3 decades. Marion County Fire Rescue announced the loss of its Facebook page on Wednesday, and during his 27 years with the fire department, he worked as the station chief, volunteer coordinator, and district chief of volunteers. Chief Curley died just 3 weeks shy of his 90th birthday. And for that, we play our song.
Okay, we'll do that. And
Amazing Grace.
We'll be right back.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Good morning, everybody, once again. We'd like to remind you that this beautiful broadcast is brought to you by Bob and Wine's Community Garden and Nursery. Veterans News is brought to you by them. And the location is 2610 Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. And when it comes to landscaping, Bob Wines has exactly what you need. Everything from small plants to large trees, mulch, fertilizer, and so much more. Bob Wines will even deliver. He'll even plant and guarantee their trees. Bob Wine Community Gardens and Nursery have been keeping you blooming since 1952. And remember, if you are a veteran, take your veteran's paper with you so it can be identified, and Bob Wines will give you a 10% discount. The contact phone number is 352-629-5766. We're also brought to you by Hires Baxley, funeral service in Highland Memorial Park. Iris Baxley has had generations of family honor with their trust and confidence. They believe it's because for the last 128 years, their team of caring professionals has established a reputation of serving families with excellence and compassion. Iris Baxley currently partners with the Boy Scouts of America, Troop Number 72, to properly dispose of decommissioned American flags. They also drop off locations for the program, cell phones for soldiers, helping to provide minutes that matter, and helping heroes home. Iris Baxley is located at 910 East Silver Spring Boulevard in Ocala, and you can call them with questions at 352-629-7171. Once again, that's Iris Baxley at 352-629-7171. Information will also be found at hiresbaxley.com.
Very good. So, Sergeant, could I ask you to hold that up, and I will tell people what you're holding up. Mm-hmm. And if you can show the logo to the camera, then they can see it. There you go. Just move it to the left a little bit so we can see it. There you go, because the microphone's in the way. There. Now that is a drinking cup. It is crafted by Pam Cottle, and I'm going to give you her information. She has a little, I guess, a self-made business called Pam's Cups and Crafts, and she's giving it away as a way to thank a veteran for his or her service. So if you're listening right now and you would like this cup, if you will call, I guess you can call on the air. That way everybody knows that we have a winner. 622-9622. It's a very nicely made cup. Yes. I think it's nice. Stainless steel on the inside, and yes. And it says it will not sweat when it's cold. Mm-hmm. It'll also keep things hot, and it's easily holds more than a cup's worth.
Maybe, yeah, 17 ounces.
So it's a cold or hot. If you would like it, it's Pam's gift to you. If you're a veteran, just call up and tell us that you would like it, and make sure you are a veteran, please. Pam Cottle. You can contact Pam at 602-1368, and her Facebook is Pam's Cups and Crafts. So there you go. Thank you, James. Thank you, Sergeant Curley. Now you want to introduce you guys? We have Barbara Rahim. Now, am I saying your last name, Barbara? I knew your first name was Barbara. When I asked you before, am I saying it right? I don't know if I had the...
Yeah, you are. It's Barbara Rahim.
Rahim.
Rahim. Yes.
And Dr. Jose Torres is in the studio, also both from the VA clinic. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us again.
Oh, thank you for coming in. Busy time of year? It's busy for us. Is it busy for you at the clinic?
Yes, sir. It is, because we have a lot of veterans that are wintering in Ocala. They're spending the winter months in the area, so we get busy.
Do you know them? I mean, do the same people come by in the winter? Every winter? Is it the same people?
We have some patients that are regular wintering patients.
Uh-huh.
And others are just starting to come, and this is the first time here in the area. They recently moved, or visitors that are just traveling through Florida.
So somebody who's a veteran and they're visiting for the first time and they're coming to the clinic for the first time, are there things they forget to bring? Like, do they need to bring certain pieces of paperwork with them?
Of course.
If they are getting enrolled in the system in North Florida, South Georgia healthcare system, they need to bring a DD-214 and talk to Miss Cynthia Ramos, which she is the eligibility officer, and she will assist the veteran to get enrolled. Those veterans that are traveling and they need services, you can come and stop in the clinic or in one of the clinic of North Florida, South Georgia, whatever you are visiting, and you should receive assistance. We see every veteran that stop if they need, like last Tuesday, I had a patient that she's traveling from Miami, and she forgot her medicines at home, so I helped her ordering her medicines.
Oh, okay. So is that unusual for you to be?
No, it's very common.
Something you do
happen. A lot. Also, we have veterans that they stop because they're sick or they have a cold or different
So for the veterans who are in our area and new to the area, and they've never been to the VA clinic, where are you? I mean, I know where you are, but where's the clinic?
The clinic is located 1515 East Silver Springs Boulevard, and the suite is 226. You can come to the front desk and talk to one of the clerks, and they will guide you or take you to the eligibility officer. One important thing is that if the veteran is visiting and they need for some sort services, we can help them and orient them on what they need to do.
Okay. Does this time of year present problems because of the holidays, because of stress? Does that create problems?
Different situations can be medications or stress related or medically related, mental related, different situations, scenarios. Wounds.
Does the widow of a veteran still have services? Is she still provided with services? Yeah, she's still whatever. So once he's gone, but she's still covered, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just didn't know if that was an awkward question or not. Mm-hmm. So do you have a topic other than the season?
The season, is very sweet season. Which is November and December. So when
a lot of sugar.
About sweet,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of sugar.
Sweet is related of what diabetes control management.
Okay.
Because most of the patients enjoy the holidays like everybody else, especially diabetics.
Right.
Enjoyed it too much.
We need to be very careful with diabetes. So diabetes is a topic that is never ending. It's always there. And, and for those that are newly diabetics, it's good to know how diabetes starts. And for those that are already diagnosed with diabetes, it's always good what to do to keep themselves controlled. So diabetes is a condition that is mostly inherited. And we have two types of diabetes, which is type 1 and 2. Type 1 is mainly seen in UVs in young people, younger than 19 years old. And those, the pathology behind it is the pancreas does not produce insulin. And that's why the diabetes type 1 patients, they use insulin mainly and are called insulin-dependent diabetics. And the type 2 diabetics are those individuals older than 19 or adults that are diagnosed during the adulthood. And they produce insulin, but the insulin is not working properly in the body. So the medications that we use help that insulin and the cells around the body to make that insulin work and save that sugar.
And is it lifestyle? What causes it for the type 2 diabetic? What do we do that makes that happen to us?
So type 2 diabetes is inheritance or genetics is one of them. Two, it's lifestyle. A person that is always consuming high carbohydrate diet, 2,000 more than 2,500 calories a day constantly. The pancreas, it's kind of get tired, let's say that way, and start releasing insulin immature or not adequately processed by the body, and that's why the patient ends up having diabetes type 2. Also, along with that is other characteristics, and it's called metabolic syndrome, which goes with weight. Most of the patients they have obesity, and in males they have the markers elevated, the A1C, which we're going to talk about. What is that? Hemoglobin A1C and the fasting glucose elevated. They can have thyroid problems too that make them gain weight, hypothyroidism, and in ladies then you can see polycystic ovary syndrome.
Because of diabetes?
It's kind of ligated, all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a combo.
Yes.
Combo meal.
Yes.
Speaking of combo meals, when you look at the calorie count at a fast food restaurant, I mean, those 2,000 calories are right on that board.
Correct.
You don't have to eat much,
Well, that's why the restaurants now,
right?
that's why the restaurants now are mandated to put the calories. So people can't complain. They can count calories.
So I don't know if this is a dumb question or not, but is 2,000 calories of ice cream the same as 2,000 calories of lettuce? I mean, do you know what I mean? Or
No, well, because
or
you
vegetables in general?
You need to count carbs. That's what you need to count.
Well, that's not up on the board.
No.
They just have the calorie count.
The restaurants, they have only calories.
So what is the number?
Next to it.
Like, what do we look for with the counting carbs? It's on the label somewhere?
In the labels,
It is on the label.
when you go to the supermarket, you can see the amount of carbohydrates that are in the products. Each product, the nutrition facts, you see the amount of sodium, fats, carbohydrates.
Protein.
So
Proteins.
carbos, that's the number we should look at. That and calories, both.
Correct.
So what should that number be?
Well, that for diabetics should be less than 15.
15 per item? Or per serving or something?
That's when you start counting. And remember, the cans and the products, you need to check how many servings that, and the top is going to tell you
Right.
how many servings this has and how many calories. Like if you have a bag of chips, it's going to tell you how many servings this bag has. And mostly the bags, they're not one serving, they're
You
two.
usually
more.
have more than one, I know.
And let's.
They also tell you how much of the content would make one serving. So for chips, it may say 12 chips would
Correct.
equal one serving.
But what number do we look for with the carbohydrates? I mean, per day. You said 2,000 calories per day. What should be the carbohydrate number per day?
Per day, that's when you
It's usually
need to
go per meal.
Yeah.
Usually it goes per meal.
And what should that number be?
That I don't know.
Well, usually,
I'm just because I'm probably way over it.
yeah, it's recommended for diabetics have less than 1,500 calories a day.
A day. Okay.
You also
So
get calories from protein too.
correct.
So it's carbs and everything would make up calories. But
So-
carbs usually and fats usually carry the most.
So in this little conversation, it's a little confusing.
Okay,
So for the average person, can they just get a plan? I mean, do you have a plan in place?
definitely.
We have a dietitian. And she was supposed to be here with us to discuss this nutrition
Oh,
part
okay,
of it.
okay.
But she has patient schedule. But we have a dietitian at the clinic that the veterans can see. And I encourage always my patients to see the dietitian when they are a little high or they are overweight. And the dietitian sits with you. You can develop a plan with her, a weight goal. She calculate your weight now, how you should be, what type of food you should eat.
Right.
And that's the hard part of everything. When somebody else tell us what we should eat, and then you need to give away or those good things that you enjoy sometimes.
Especially this time of year, right?
Correct. So it's an advantage to have the dietitian in-house, available for everybody. It's a direct scheduling appointment. So the veteran just need to call the clinic, ask to see the dietitian, and the clerks can schedule an appointment with the dietitian.
Joe has lost weight, and he attributes it to not eating bread anymore. So he cut down carbohydrates, right?
Correct.
By cutting out bread. So that one thing he did made a big difference for him.
And like some patients or individuals stop drinking soda. As soon as you stop drinking soda, you can see a change in your body weight.
And let me just say also that for the nutritionist, it's not for diabetics, it's not for anyone who is overweight, any veteran can talk with a nutritionist and just have an idea of what is healthy eating.
Yeah, it's good to pay attention to. If you could put your headset on, we do have somebody calling in. Barbara, do your headsets work? I noticed you were having a hard time before. Are they working? Can you hear me?
I can.
If you can hear me, you'll hear the caller.
Yes.
Doctor, can you hear me? And Sergeant, can you hear me? Yes? Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you. If your doctor, after a checkup, tells you that you got early onset diabetes and you have to start doing certain things, now we know diabetes affects eyesight. Should you schedule an appointment with your eye doctor to check in with him? And is there anything that he can do to protect your eyes during your diabetes problem?
Correct. As soon as every time that you come to see the doctor at least once a year, if you're not diabetic, the doctor should do a diabetes check and see how is your A1C and your fasting sugar. If your A1C is over 6.5% or your blood sugar is over 126, then that's when you and the doctor need to have a conversation of lifestyle changes, diet, nutritional evaluation, to consider if you need or not treatment, either medication or insulin. After that, if the individual, let's say after 3 months, 4 months, when you come back, the sugars are better, so then the patient should continue doing diet and whatever lifestyle modification you did. And yes, it's recommended for you to go and have your eyes checked, just to prevent any future issues related with retinopathy and glaucoma related to elevated sugar levels. If the pattern continues and the individual then keep having high sugars, then the tendency of having eye complications and other body parts complications is very, you can see it in the future.
How does diabetes affect your eye?
The diabetes can affect your nerve, your optic nerve, and that can decrease your retinal perception, and that's when you start losing eyesight. In other individuals.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We are up against the break at the bottom of the hour, but today's Veterans News is a full hour long, so we'll take a little break, hear the news, and then we'll be right back. Barbara Rahim is here from the Ocala VA. Dr. Jose Torres is also here from the VA, and Sergeant Commander James Curley is here from the Marion County Veterans Council. Looking at that. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. This is WOCA Ocala.
Alert, I'm Chris Foster. Today's witnesses in the impeachment inquiry are Fiona Hill and David Holmes.
Holmes, a State Department official, said he overheard a July call between President Trump and Ambassador Gordon Sondland, where the president asked about whether Ukraine would do the investigations. Hill, a former White House Russia expert, relayed concerns she and former National Security Advisor John Bolton had with the Ukrainian investigations that the president wanted.
Fox's John Decker at the White House. More talk about health care at the Democrats' fifth presidential debate. Pete Buttigieg says he wants a version of Medicare available to all,
without the divisive step of ordering people onto it, whether they want to or not.
Bernie Sanders says we don't have to tear down the healthcare system, but
the American people understand today that the current healthcare system is not only cruel, it is dysfunctional.
The debate in Atlanta on MSNBC. America's listening to Fox News.
Ordinary bar soaps may do a good job of cleansing. Easy. Done and done. But with Dove, you get a whole lot more, because every bar is made with 1/4 moisturizing cream. So you get a gentle clean that leaves skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. Upgrade to Dove, the bar that gives you more. It cleanses and cares. Plus, it's #1 recommended by dermatologists. Now that is money well spent. Dove. Get more from your beauty bar.
There's an app to save on flights, an app to rent a bike, and an app to help you save for driving safely. The Allstate app gives you real-time driving feedback with DriveWise, giving you the power to lower your insurance cost. In fact, safe drivers can save 40% or more. Connect and save with DriveWise. You're in good hands.
Download the Allstate app today. Savings may vary by state and driving behaviors. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Use of Allstate Mobile with activation of DriveWise required. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Florida Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez wrapped up a trade mission to Colombia yesterday with a delegation that included 19 Florida companies hoping to expand trade with the South American country. 2 motorcycle gang members have been sentenced in Tampa federal court to life in prison for killing the president of a rival gang. Retired volunteer district chief Mike Connolly has died. Connolly worked with Marion County Fire Rescue for almost 3 decades. Connolly was 89 years old. A 29-year-old Lake County sex offender remains behind bars after he was accused of sending lewd videos of himself to underage girls on Snapchat. Radar has located 145 graves on the ground of a high school in the Tampa Bay area. A 34-year-old Florida man is accused of fatally beating his uncle's dog with a shovel and then tossing the dog into a canal. And Disney World is inviting the public to come see their holiday-themed gingerbread houses on display at their hotels and resorts. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Thursday will be a nice day with sunshine mixed with clouds at times, the high between 74 and 78. Then mainly clear and comfortable Thursday night, lows ranging from 51 in the coldest inland spots to about 61 along the coast. Friday will be pleasant with sunshine and some clouds, high 75 to 79. And Saturday, partly sunny and warm, the afternoon high between 77 and 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm a comfort keeper. I spend a few hours each week caring for seniors in their homes to lend a hand or just be there when they need me.
Being a comfort keeper is a rewarding and fulfilling career. Comfort keepers provide non-medical in-home care and companionship for seniors on a full or part-time basis.
Call 855-592-0013 to learn how to apply to the Comfort Keepers team.
Do something good for your career and for others. Be a comfort keeper. Comfort Keepers offices are independently owned and operated.
Folks, take it from me, now's the best time to be thinking of living plants and gifting and decorating for the holiday. And the place to do just that is Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Bob is ready with pre-holiday deals all over this 5-acre holiday wonderland. Examples? Poinsettias. You can get 3 foil-wrapped florist quality poinsettias for the super low price of $12. Then there's a Bob Wine's famous Christmas cactus. The 4.5-inch size is just $4.99. And of course, those gorgeous living potted Christmas trees, 4 to 5 footers, are priced at just $49.99. Or you can spend up to $99 for living trees up to 7 feet tall. Lots of other things too. You should check the ad at bobwinescamelliagardens.net or check the paper for the big colorful ad. Bob Wines on 38th Street, Ocala, daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same holiday blooming spot since 1952.
Good morning once again. This is Commander Curley speaking to you. My objective this morning is to make everybody aware that we have a Sun State Theological Seminary and Bible College located in Bellevue, Florida. The address is 10545 Southeast 58th Avenue. And to get your pencils handy, because I'm going to give you the numbers of people who you can contact. This announcement is for pastors, deacons, Sunday school superintendents, as well as Sunday school teachers. We have qualified instructors, and they are there to teach you all you need to know about being able to communicate about what God does and what God is. Now, what I want you to understand is that this Raymond Missionary Baptist Church Incorporated is located, and it also does a telephone number for that. It's 352-245-1944. Once again, that's Raymond Missionary Baptist Church Incorporated, 352-245-1944. Or you can contact Mrs. Dr. Kathy Kiner. She's her phone number is 352-245-4889. Or Reverend Dr. Gloria Thrower. Her number is 352-425-1787. And this is, once again, is dedicated to make sure that our perspective is we have to know more and to do more. So the idea is you can't teach what you don't know, and you can't send nobody where you don't go. We also would like to announce the fact that the Marion County Veterans Services and the Marion County Veterans Council, they invite you to join them for the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. This is going to be on Saturday, December 7th at 10 a.m. at the Ocala Marion County Veterans Memorial Park. Location 2601 Southeast Fort King Street. For more information, call Veteran Services at 352-671-8422. Once again, that's Veteran Services, 352-671-8422. And I need for the understanding today is the third Thursday, and the Veterans Council meets today as well. Its location is at 2710 East Silver Springs Boulevard, and this is where the meeting is held. And every third Thursday, it starts at 10:30 in the morning. So come on down and enjoy it, especially if you are a veteran, or especially if you are a commander or some group head or president or whatever is required. Make sure that you come on down and be a part of the Marion County Veterans Council. Enough said about that, Larry.
All right. The phone lines are open, by the way. If you have a question for Dr. Torres or for Barbara Rahim from the Ocala VA, the phone number here right now is 622-9622, but I'll ask Barbara or Dr. Torres to give the number over at the VA. What is the number over there?
It's, of course, 352-369-3320.
And if you're new to the area, the VA clinic is in an office complex known as the Cascades at 1515 East Silver Springs Boulevard.
Yes.
And what was the suite number again?
226.
226. That's the upstairs one, right?
Upstairs.
Yes.
Do you still have a downstairs office?
No.
No.
Oh, you never had a downstairs office, right?
We did.
Oh, you did?
Time, yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes, it was in 115, and then after Irma, we got flooded, and we moved to Suite 201.
Okay.
Upstairs.
So our suites are 225, 226, 215, and 201.
Yes.
And you were speaking of sweets before we went to the break.
Mm-hmm.
So using the two word, right? Sweets and sweets. Now you notice Robin brought me a coffee. I do not take sugar in my coffee.
Okay.
So I'm doing good with that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably the only thing I do good on.
All right.
But according to the American Diabetic Association, overall, we are all eating less carbs. We're all becoming more aware of the do's and don'ts, and carbohydrates, generally, we're taking in less carbs.
So what does carbs look like? I'm imagining bread and pasta, and maybe there are other things I don't, like is a Hershey bar, is that carbs?
Mm-hmm.
That is carbs.
Whatever.
Sweets and starches.
Sugar. Yes.
Sweets and starches. That's carbs. So that's pretty much everything, right?
Pretty much everything, but it's the idea is in portions. You know, when you go to your dietitian, she'll tell you, you don't have to stop eating your steak or your whatever it is you like to eat, but just make sure it's a small enough portion that the body can handle that. See, what we do is we get a pound steak and sit there and eat every bit of it.
That's right.
And that throws the body out of whack. You can't force the body to accept all that food that's in there and then expect for it to do right. So they tell you, a deck of carbs, that's a nice sized steak. Eat that and be satisfied. Don't overeat and lay all back and no, that's not good for you.
Wait a minute, a deck of cards.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like much.
It's not much, but it's enough to soothe the body, make the body understand that I'm no longer hungry, and stop gouging yourself. Of course, Thanksgiving is coming up. I don't know what
So
you're
is
gonna
that
do
with
about
turkey? I mean, turkey, you take a...
That would be protein.
Meat, yeah.
Oh, so meat's good.
Meat is protein.
Okay.
In quantities, too.
Okay.
Correct.
Everything has limits.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Even protein, too, of course, there's a limit. Because too much protein, too much of anything would have adverse effects.
So if you can visualize the Thanksgiving table.
Yes.
What on that table is the carbohydrates?
Everything.
The mashed potatoes.
Everything.
Yes.
Yeah, because the turkey, it's protein, yes, but what about the stuffing that is in it?
Mm-hmm.
Dressing.
The dressing.
We can stay away from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
so everything, huh?
Just a
The
little.
peas, the corn, the mashed potatoes, they're all.
Just little.
Yes.
Okay.
You just need to eat in portions.
Yes.
You can.
It's a
have-
portion size.
Correct. You can have a little bit of everything that is on the table.
Yes.
But measured in portions. Sometimes because it's so good, we want to repeat 2, 3 times.
Yes. And that's dangerous.
And then if you don't repeat, the person that is cooking said, "Oh, you didn't like my food."
Right.
No.
You said it's up to the cook if you don't go back for seconds, but we have to make them understand. Listen, I'm on a special diet, and I can only have this much.
Yeah.
But I know it's good because you cooked it, Mama, them. So that's what you do.
And of course, you don't want to offend the person.
No, you don't. Yeah.
So you need to have a second.
So who cooks at your house, Doctor?
Family. We all got.
Oh, everybody pitches in?
Everybody brings a dish.
Everybody brings a dish.
Everybody
It's
pitches in.
kind of easier.
Barbara, who does it at your house?
Every family member makes something.
Really?
There's a menu, so I am always in charge of the turkey.
Oh, you got the star of the show.
I do, yeah.
Okay.
And then one daughter is in charge of the carb, be it rice, be it mashed potatoes, quinoa, whatever she chooses.
She's in charge of the carbs.
Whatever carb go in
That's
terms
what we
of
need.
the starch, whatever. Then another daughter is in charge of the veggies,
Okay.
and then my daughter-in-law is in charge of the dessert.
So, is it okay with a normal plan, a plan that you get from a dietitian? Is it okay to have a day now and then where you just say, no, "I'm just going to go all out"? Like Thanksgiving, it's not going to be the same as the day before, right?
But you see, it's a line of thinking. If you started on portion control from July, when it comes to, you would have seen results by now.
Yes.
So at Thanksgiving, seeing results is reinforcement that what you're doing is correct. You're liking the results.
But you can't go overboard either, right?
It's
This is
something
one
that
day.
will not happen.
Just
No, but I
one
mean
day.
the other way. I mean, like I know people who are no longer here because they died, and before they died, they were on a diet, and I thought, must have killed them.
No. Well, it depends on the disease process, why they were on the diet.
Correct.
But coming back to the whole diet and the diabetes, the question we often get from veterans, especially young veterans, parents or one parent is a diabetic, and they would like to know, when can I start to be screened for diabetes? When shall I'm healthy, I don't see a doctor. When shall I start going to a doctor and making them aware that I'm diabetic, what do they need to do? And they need some guidance. And I'm asking this to Dr.
Yeah, what is that answer?
So you need to look for the P's, which is polyphagia, that you're eating a lot, polydipsia, that you're drinking too much, polyuria, that you're urinating a lot. And those are kind of warning signs of possible diabetes symptoms, especially if you have family members that are diabetic. Then you can talk to the doctor about it, and the doctor can run 2 tests. One is fasting, which is a fasting blood sugar. The second one it's not required to be fasting, which is the hemoglobin A1C. And depending of the number of the both tests, then the physician can make a determination and tell the patient if it's diabetic or not.
I don't know if this has anything to do with diabetes, but does cholesterol play a role in the overall health? And how do you monitor that?
Cholesterol is monitored as well in blood, and it's a marker. It's a fat marker. There are different type of cholesterol. You have total cholesterol. You have the triglycerides, which are mainly related to the ingestion of carbs. As much carbs you eat, your triglyceride count is going to be higher. You have the high density cholesterol, which is the good cholesterol, and that's the type of cholesterol that we should have over 40 according to the standards, or elevated.
And how do you know the difference between good and bad cholesterol? Is it obvious? Is like bad cholesterol in?
No, in the labels you see fats, and some labels they have cholesterol. They don't say good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. You need to check the amount of fat that is in the product. the higher the fat, less likely the good for the individual.
Okay. So that's the number you look for, the high fat. Like cheese probably has a lot of fat in it, right?
Well, depending on type of the cheese and yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you look at all your labels? Do you look at all the labels?
So most of the time, yes, because I'm a diabetic and I have to maintain.
Oh, you have to.
Oh, yeah. Well, what you say, I'm telling you, because you want to live a long time. You don't want your fingers and your toes and your legs be cut off. All that stuff. I know it's ugly, but the whole idea is that when people get to that stage, there's very little help for them.
Yeah.
But if you catch it in time and you start on a strict diet, you also got to get your medicine, your meds. Some they start with metformin and da-da-da. It's a whole bunch of stuff that you can take. But the whole idea is this: once you get it under control and keep it under control, then and only then are your A1C is 6.9, 6.7, 6.8 like that. That means you're doing quite well with your diabetes. In other words, you got it under control. But anytime it gets above 7, you got a problem.
So how do you know that number? Is that
the doctor does that? That's part of his job. They give you the blood test and they go to fasting blood sugar, they call it, and then you go in there and they stick to and get the blood and then they test it. And let me tell you, if it's anything above 7, they consider it as getting out of control, and you need to bring it back down below 6.7, 6.8, 6.9 like that. And then if you do that, and every time you go into that 6.8, 6.7, 6.8, then you consider you got it under control. But that doesn't mean you can go out and start buying and eating like a crazy man, because as soon as you do that, the body just says, "Oh, okay," and then you go again. So it's a constant thing. It's a daily thing. But if you want to live long and prosperous, you got to stick with what the doctor's telling you. And whatever you do, don't deviate from the norm, which is eat portions. And be very careful what it is that you're eating. Vegetables are nice, but who wants to eat vegetables all the time? So you have to mix up.
So do you have one of those devices where you poke yourself, or you just let the doctor do it?
Well, I got a device to test my blood sugar. I do it early in the morning. I do it in the afternoon, in the evening, before I eat. And then I put those figures down. And according to what it is, whatever it is, I can either give myself a shot of insulin, or I can just not do it, because the body is, it's still producing insulin, but it's not as strong or not as much as it's supposed to be.
Like right away, can you tell that the insulin makes a difference as soon as you get it in your bloodstream?
It takes a minute or two.
Do you feel better? I mean, does it?
Well, I don't know. Let myself start feeling bad. That's the thing. You have to be careful with this thing. This is,
Diabetes is called a silent killer.
It is.
And
does it make any noise?
No. So the reason why
there's no
it's
warning
a silent
either.
killer, you know that you're uncontrolled and you are in coma when you wake up in the hospital.
Well, that's not good.
So diabetes can kill people. Can kill you if you don't treat it adequately and do diet and take your medicines and do exercise. That uncontrolled diabetes is a killer.
The one thing I want to slip in here is there's a phone line open if you want to call in. The number is 622-9622, 622-9622. The earlier caller mentioned eyesight. We've heard about diuretic neuropathy. What is that?
Diabetic
neuropathy. What is that?
That is when the high concentrations of sugar in the blood and the body damage the nerves, and
and that's what causes you to go blind.
Can go blind, or it's not only affect your eyes, can affect you whatever you have nerves. So Commander was saying about he doesn't want to lose his toes and his fingers. And the reason why most diabetics get the toes cut is two things. One is because the neuropathy, they lost sensation and they get cut. And they don't know they have a cut in the feet.
Okay.
So what happened? The toe or the foot get infected, and that's when the cascades start. If that's not caught on time, then because of the high sugar concentration, the vascularity can get affected. Let's say that you also have high cholesterol, so your blood flow through the capillaries is not good, and the arteries in the bottom. So you have discoloration, you have weak pulses, and make long story short, you can end up with gangrene and lose your extremity. That's why it's important that diabetics take excellent care of the foot.
Does the veteran who is new, let's say they just got out of the military, so while they're in the military, they're constantly running and doing all those exercises, probably staying in shape better because you're actually in service, right? So when you get out and you in the rest of the world with the rest of us, does their metabolism suddenly have a shock because they're not moving around as much as they once did?
No, when we get older, our metabolism slowed significantly. And that's one of the reasons why you see the difference between when you're 19 and you're 29. You compare, and some individuals, they stay fit because they keep doing exercise, they keep doing diet. Like I have a patient that is being with me since I started in the clinic, and he's being the same weight all the time because he's very strict. So he kept all the exercises, all the work that he was doing when he was in the Army, he's still doing it in the civilian world. So he goes to the gym, he runs X amount of miles, he do diet, he's on the spot with everything, and he's healthy. He's the same. Others, then lifestyle change for whatever reason, and that's when you start gaining weight, or your work does not allow you to do exercise and diet because you're on the run.
Like sitting at a microphone?
Truck driving.
Or truck driving.
Truck driving, yeah.
Like my truck driver patients, that's one of the topics that we talk when they are high, the A1C is high. I tell them, you can look in the menu of the restaurants that you're eating or the gas station. They have junk food and they have healthy snacks. So you need to know what you should eat. Yes, you can cheat one day or two, or one meal or two, but you need to consider how are you before cheating, because the cheating can cost. And yes, junk food, believe it or not, is cheaper than healthy food.
Yeah, I know.
Every time that you go to the grocery store and try to get healthy food, buy healthy food is more expensive than the junk.
Right.
Why do we hear that chocolate is actually good for you? Is that just a myth? But every once in a while you hear chocolate is good for you. Have you heard that?
I heard about it.
Is that true, or is that just...
But not for...
That's just the chocolate companies trying to sell chocolate?
I don't know, but definitely not for diabetics.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Have you ever heard that?
Sugar, yeah, I heard it, but the sugar content. So you got to understand that chocolate is mostly sugar, especially once you make it into a bar. So hey, you got to be careful.
Before we go, Dr. Torres, one of the popular tests done are the fasting blood sugar. And we're all aware of what a fasting blood sugar is, but could you briefly explain what's the hemoglobin A1C for our listeners?
Yeah.
So hemoglobin A1C is like the word says, it's located in the red blood cells, and it measures the amount of sugar that is tied up to the red blood cells and can be released. So once they married to the sugar, married to the red blood cell protein, is not going to come out of that protein, and depends on how much sugar you eat during the day and carbs you eat during the day.
Can a person who has developed type 2 diabetes reverse it?
Not reverse it, but control it. Once you're diagnosed with diabetes, there's two ways. You can do lifestyle modification and control your diabetes with diet, but you need to be very strict with portion control, carbohydrate counting, and exercise. Others, yes, they're doing that, but the body's not working in their favor, and they need medication to control the blood sugar with oral medication. Others, they are in oral medication, doing everything, exercise, portion control, because I hear this every day, like patients, I tell the patient, well, your A1C is high, and what are we doing? Are you complying with your diet? And they are doing every single thing that they've been told, but the body's still, with elevated A1C. So that's when we need to look for other alternatives for treatment. Either the pill or start insulin.
Again, if you're a veteran and you're a snowbird, or maybe you're new to the area, you might want to contact the VA clinic here in Ocala. Their number over there is
369-3320 with an area code of 352.
And in the studio today, Dr. Jose Torres is here, Barbara Rahim is here, and Commander James Curley is here. If we have a few minutes left, if you would like to call and ask a question or just say hi or anything, the number is 622-9622. So 1 week from today is Thanksgiving, and so what are you having for lunch today? Let's forget Thanksgiving for a second. What are you having? What's a healthy lunch?
Well, today, and I'm glad you asked about today, I am having bean sprouts.
Bean sprouts?
With?
The size of a deck of cards?
No, quite a bit of bean sprouts.
Okay.
There is something I'm trying. It's called Beyond Meat. It's a burger. I bought it yesterday. I heard all about it.
Oh, it's a veggie burger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm trying that today, and those are the two I'm having. And
no bread?
No bread.
No bread.
You never do bread?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I do bread, and I bake my own bread, and so therefore I have to keep it in the freezer to make sure I'm not making frequent trips.
Pasta? Do you stay away from pasta? Pasta and bread are basically the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but small amounts.
Small amounts.
Small amounts. And before we go, I want to announce the number for the Veterans Crisis Line.
Yes.
It's 1-800-273-8255, and then press 1. For veterans, usually this time of year, there are lots of incidents of depression. Please call the Veterans Crisis Line 1-800-273-8255, then press 1. And this also goes for relatives, friends who would like to talk with someone, they're concerned about a veteran. Please call this number. Thank you.
Very good. Well, as we come to Thanksgiving, I want to let you all know that I'm thankful for all of you. I love the fact that you come in here and do this once a month. I love the fact that the veterans do a show every week. I'm so glad, Sergeant Curley, that you've come back.
Yes, I had a small problem with my health, but it's getting better, and so I can still come now, and so I'll still try to get back here every Thursday morning at 9:02.
And thank you for sitting in the captain's seat today. Nobody was here but you, so
not a problem. I enjoyed it.
Have a veteran to do that. If you are a veteran, thank you also for your service. Barbara, Dr. Jose Torres, thank you both, and James Curley, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
And you want to take us out?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And as usual, we say, God bless America.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
I'm Chris Foster. This is the fifth day of open impeachment hearings. President Trump tweets this morning, "Keep fighting tough, Republicans. You are dealing with human scum." There are two witnesses today speaking to the House Intelligence Committee. Fiona Hill is a Russia analyst who resigned from the National Security Council this past summer. She says in her opening statement, the idea that Ukraine's government meddled in the 2016 election opposing President Trump is a fictional narrative propagated by the Russians. State Department advisor David Holmes serves at the embassy in Ukraine. He says he overheard President Trump on the phone asking about these investigations.
I joined the Foreign Service in 2002 through an apolitical, merit-based process under the George W. Bush administration. and I have proudly served administrations of both parties and worked for their appointees, both political and career.
After today, Congress goes on break until December 3rd. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, Greg, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother's heart attack.
Thanks. He's okay now, but it really got me thinking about my family. You know, could my wife still pay our mortgage if I had a heart problem? Or could my kids still go to college?
Man, that is really scary. Yeah, you should call my life insurance agent at Health IQ. When I got life insurance for my family last year, they saved me 41% versus any other company I looked at.
41%? That's huge.
Yep. Health IQ starts by shopping everyone with the top 30 life insurance carriers to make sure they can get the lowest retail rate. Then they apply their exclusive healthy lifestyle savings, which can save you up to 41%. I literally got $1 million in coverage for my family for just $36